The following is a Q100 sports presentation. Springs Valley Girls High School basketball is on the air. WFLQ Q100 presents exciting play-by-play coverage of Springs Valley Girls basketball. Tonight's game between the Springs Valley Lady Blackhawks and the Oakland City Wood Memorial Lady Trojans is being brought to you by Legends Restaurant, across from the Fountain in French Lick. Orange County REMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, 865-2229. Springs Valley Bank and Trust with offices in French Lick, Paoli, and Jasper. Springs Valley Meadows, Highway 145 in French Lick. And by Smithville Fiber, now offering DSL and fast internet service to customers, another way to serve you better. And now, Springs Valley Girls Basketball. Let's go courtside with Q100's Mike Hamilton.
From the gymnasium at Wood Memorial High School in Oakland City, Indiana, this is Springs Valley Girls Basketball, where tonight the Lady Blackhawks begin the 2018 portion of their schedule as they take on the defending Class A state champions, the Wood Memorial Lady Trojans. Hello again, everyone. Mike Hamilton being joined by Kevin Terrell. Happy New Year to one and all, and hope 2018 will be your best year yet. And for the Lady Hawks, they are hoping that they can knock off the defending champions on what will turn out to be here in a little less than a month from now, the sectional floor. Valley is coming off a nice win over Perry Central, a 49-43 victory over the Lady Commodores to square their conference record at 2-2 and bring them to within one game of 6-7. Wood Memorial, despite losing 7 seniors from that state championship ball club, they do have one key player back in Lexi Lashbrook, but they have managed to, after a rough start in which they lost 4 out of their first 5, have come back and picked up 6 wins in their last 9 ball games. So I'd say, Kevin, anytime you have the success that a team like Wood Memorial has had, that helps you out even for the future.
Two teams with a big-time winning pedigree, Mike. Wood Memorial's won 14 sectionals in their history here, and Horse Johnny Barney, their coach, has won 10 of them, including they had state finals championship last year. He'd been to the state finals once before in 2007, so he's quickly becoming legendary status in this part of the state. Of course, you and I will always have fond memories of Springs Valley versus Wood Memorial 2 years ago. That great game played on this floor just 2 years ago when Springs Valley came from behind and beat them 59-55, which ended up being the closest game in the regular season of that undefeated season. And then we defeated them in the sectional in that classic game that lives on YouTube and everywhere else in the hearts and minds of Valley fans, and always will in our memory banks as well. These two teams, despite their pedigrees and their programs, are not quite to the same level that they have been. Wood Memorial at 7-7, Springs Valley at 6-7. Both teams trying to find their way to tournament success later on this month. The big finishing kick of the season starts here tonight in Oakland City for both teams.
Certainly an opportunity for a statement game. A win by the Lady Hawks would go a long way in getting things back in order. Tonight begins a 5-game road trip for them, which will continue at Tecumseh on Saturday. 2 conference games next week at Crawford County and at Paoli before they close out this trip on January the 16th when they travel down to Candleton. Tip off about 10 to 12 minutes from now as Springs Valley takes on Wood Memorial tonight in Oakland City. When we return, we'll be joined by head coach Marty Niehaus on the Springs Valley Girls Basketball Report. She'll join us in a moment. This is Springs Valley Girls Basketball.
We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust. You'll love our helpful staff, our warm and smiling faces. Latest tools and services delivered by the friends you trust. We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust.
This is the Springs Valley Girls Basketball Report with head coach Marty Niehaus as the Lady Hawks go on the road to face Wood Memorial. Well, Coach, first of all, as we go back to last week, you closed out 2017 on a good note, a win over Perry Central, and just give us your evaluation on how the kids played.
Well, we had kind of a rocky start in that game. It was kind of a ebb and flow type thing. We would make a nice run and then maybe not play so well for a while. And so in the end, you know, we were able to hang on and hit some free throws and Christian will need to pull the win out down the stretch.
Coach, I know one area that you've been struggling at kind of at the free throw line, but this one hit 9 of 11 in that fourth quarter and made sure that Perry wouldn't make a run at it.
Yeah, you know, it was kind of dangerous, but we were able to knock those down. Our guards played pretty well for us protecting the ball and, you know, drawing the foul and hit the foul to cash it out for us.
Give us your evaluation as we hit this holiday period, and obviously we're starting right back up here early on into the year, but in terms of where you thought this team would be, what do you feel that they've been strongest at to this point?
Well, Mike, I still feel like we're kind of lacking an identity to a certain extent. You know, we've done some things well, and, you know, we still have to make some progress, and we kind of slide back a little bit. But I do feel like that defensively we've made some strides. I think that we're getting better with our pressure defense. I think we found something that we can kind of capitalize on a little bit there. And, you know, we're still looking maybe try to get a little more balance on the offensive end. Kind of hard to, you know, figure that out exactly what we need to do there. But in general, I think we're trending in a positive direction.
Are we still in the process of trying to extend your bench? I know you've been without Elizabeth the last couple of ball games, but and sometimes it's trial by fire with some of the kids, especially the younger ones. But are you looking for some of the kids to step up?
Yeah, you know, I felt like that when we used Yesenia off the bench the last couple of games, she's done a nice job for us. Marissa's done a pretty good job. We weren't able to use Marissa too much against Perry because she hurt her finger. You know, she probably wasn't in there 45 seconds, and she kind of hurt herself. But you know, that's still, like you said, kind of the thing where we're trying to figure out how to use these guys, and you know, most of them we can't. I don't feel like we can use for extended periods of time, maybe, but trying to find the niche where they fit is still something we're working on.
I know you have to get ready for the Wood Memorial team while the kids are still out of school. Does that always pose a little bit of a challenge to work your practice schedule around the holidays?
Yeah, we did most of the morning practices, and I don't think that most of our girls are what you call morning people, but I thought we practiced pretty well on New Year's Day, and hopefully we'll come ready to play tonight.
Well, indeed, probably a good opponent to start the new year with. Not only are you playing a sectional team, but you're going to be playing on the sectional floor as well.
Yeah, it's good to get in here and, you know, get that opportunity to play here on the sectional floor and against an opponent that we are, you know, likely to see down the road again.
Wow, here's a team that defending state champs, lost everybody maybe but one key player, and here they are right at the 500 mark, including a couple of nice wins last week in a tournament, including one over Princeton.
Yeah, that was kind of a little bit of a surprise, but I think they played really well against Princeton, and you know, obviously they've got potential. They've got athletic kids, and they you know, they get around that winning attitude, and they play hard, and you know, that's all it takes sometimes.
What can you break down this team a little more for us?
Well, honestly, you know, all I can determine about them is that they're very aggressive. They're really good at it on defense. They play very hard on the offensive end. It was hard for me scouting to know exactly, you know, who their main offensive threats are. You know, it seems like maybe a pretty balanced attack. So a key for us is going to be to play solid, keep them off the board, so allow them more than one shot, and then try to attack on offense instead of playing into their hands and being weak against their aggressive play.
A good starts on the road, maybe even more important.
Absolutely, and you know, our JV's not playing well tonight at all. So I'm hoping our varsity came ready to play.
Well, first of 5 straight on the road, so they're going to have to be road warriors for at least these first couple of weeks of January. So is this stretch going to be important, you feel?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough stretch. I mean, next week we got to play 2 conference foes that are very solid, and those their place, and Crawford's never a fun place to play. It's not going to be an easy stretch, but hopefully we rise to that challenge and get better from it.
All right, one last thought. I asked Coach Bartley this, but do you feel like this can be a statement game tonight because this is a potential sectional foe?
Yeah, I mean, this would be a very nice win for us if we could pull this out. And I hope to kind of point us in the right direction.
All right, let's hope we get 2018 started off on the right foot. Thanks for joining us, Coach. Go out and get them tonight.
All right, thank you, Mike.
And this has been the Springs Valley Girls Basketball Report with head coach Marty Niehaus as the Lady Blackhawks take on Wood Memorial. We'll have more of our pregame in a moment. This is Springs Valley Girls Basketball.
When it comes to shopping local, most of us think of small, friendly mom-and-pop shops with their quality products and commitment to their community. You may not think of Smithville as a local company, but it is. An Indiana company built by Hoosiers for Hoosiers. Nationally recognized for outstanding fiber internet, TV, voice, and security, as well as incredible customer service provided by your fellow Hoosiers. Go local. Visit switchtosmithville.com for the fastest internet and more. You'll be in good hands.
Joined now by the head coach of the Wood Memorial Lady Trojans, Johnny Bartley. And Coach, first of all, congratulations. What a magical year the 16-17 year had to be. Not that it may not have been expected, but you still had to go out and accomplish it, and the girls did in fine fashion.
Yeah, it was quite a thrill, and, when we get good enough, but that doesn't mean you're going to get it done. And last year we were good enough, and we were able to get it done. So it was exciting, and hate to see those kids all graduate, but, we're still enjoying those moments from last year and trying to put together another one this year.
I know you've got one key player back in, Lexi Lashbrook, but to be 7-7, is that little something that the girls have kind of overachieved with a lot of new faces out there?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we're a little ahead of where I thought we'd be at this time. We had a lot of new faces. We've got a freshman point guard who makes a lot of freshman mistakes, but she's grown through the course of this season. And, Lexi's been a good leader for us, and, having a big kid in the middle. I mean, she's grabbing 11 rebounds a game right now and scoring 14, so she's been a good anchor for us. But a lot of new faces there, a couple of sophomores and a freshman, so, yeah, certainly rebuilding, but I didn't know if we would be at 7-7 right now, so I think we're a little ahead, and that's good to be here.
How much of this winning spirit that certainly was instilled these last few years helped with some of these new faces?
Oh, I think it helps a lot. I think in any program, winning's a habit and losing's a habit, and to establish those good practices and expectations. And, I thought that group that we had the last few years, especially with these younger kids coming in, there was an expectation to be competitive and to compete every day in practice, to compete every day in every game that we play. And so that helps, and that's what helped us out so far this year, I think.
Have you had to change your style of play at all to adapt to the way this particular group plays?
Yeah, I think we're a little different. That group we had before was a bit better at picking the ball up, full court, pressing the ball, and pushing the ball. This group is not there yet. With a little different makeup in terms of our personnel. But beyond that, we're still trying to get after your man-to-man defense, and looking for shots when we get them, still attack the basket pretty well. So I think defensively we're probably not as covering the court as well, but I think still defense is probably our strength.
I know I mentioned Lexi earlier as kind of the main holdover, but who else has kind of stepped up and played well for you?
Well, I mentioned the point guard, Madison Frederick, the freshman. That's a big key to any team, and so she's done a good job for the most part. Like I said, she's had her growing pains this season. We're still having those from day to day, but getting better. We got 2 sophomores. Sydney Lamar played a little bit for us last year. She was kind of got that guy off the bench who gave us a little length, and she's done a great job, I think, and really super consistent. Chloe Mowry, a junior for us, been those kids. She battled our varsity last year every day in practice, so I think it made her better. She's been one of those consistent kids, from game in and game out. So really pleased with their play, and then we're seeing some other kids develop along the way. We've got another 6-foot freshman making some strides for us as well, and Peyton Schultz. The people are there, and I think, the best thing about it is we're going to lose Lexi after this year, but the core of our group is pretty young.
Had a nice tournament, picked up a couple of wins, including one over Princeton. Did the kids do a lot of growing up in those few games?
I think so. I think we were finally able to grasp some strategies of how we were defending and then turn that into offense for us. And, keep doing those things over and over, and eventually start, making their way into the game. And we did a pretty good job there. So I think that was a good tournament for us in terms of the finish third out of that crew. And I don't think we probably weren't expected to finish maybe last. I don't know. But hopefully, with a bit of a layoff, I'm interested to see how we pick it up tonight.
Does this game with Valley, I would assume, have a little added significance simply because they are a potential sectional opponent?
Well, I think anytime you play a sectional team, you're thinking about February, and certainly Valley's one of those teams. So looking forward to playing. We've down the last few years, had some really great games with Valley, and I know Molly from back years ago, and she was the Forest Bucks, so it's great to see her back in the sidelines. We've got a lot of respect for her. I think she's one of the great coaches around here. So it'll be a fun one tonight for us.
Talk a little bit about your scouting report and how you plan to attack them.
Well, we know that, their strengths are around the basket. They're two big kids, and they rebound the ball very well. And so we're going to have to, match that intensity, especially rebounding. We do rebound the ball pretty well, but, you got a couple big kids. It changes things a little bit. And so most nights out, we've been a little bit bigger than, at least longer than a lot of teams we've played. We won't be that way tonight necessarily. So we should see how we handle the size of Valley in the interior.
As a final thought, Coach, can this be a statement for the team that comes out on top, especially if you would happen to draw them here later on at the end of this month?
Oh, I don't know. I think you can spin things any way you want to with kids, depending on how you come out. But I'm sure, I know Marty's team's growing and putting her stamp on the program, and my young kids, that evolution is continuing as well. So, you don't try to make too much of it, but at the same time, you hope you can put a positive spin on it one way or the other.
Coach, thanks for spending time with us. Congratulations on the season to this point and to the success you've enjoyed over the last few years. And we wish you the best tonight, and may very well see you here back at your place at sectional time later on this month.
All right, thanks for having me.
And that is Johnny Butley, the head coach of the Wood Memorial Trojans, joining us prior to tonight's game. As the Hawks take on Wood Memorial, we'll have more of our pregame in a moment. This is Spring Valley Girls Basketball.
A message from Spring Valley Meadows and Prince Lick.
As we age, recuperating from an illness or surgery may take more time than it used to. It's important for you to follow your doctor's discharge orders and include physical, occupational, and speech therapies when needed. Skimping on post-hospitalization therapy can cause potential falls and infections. So do it for yourself and do it for the ones you love.
The road to recovery begins at Springs Valley Meadows and Prince Lick, where caring people make the difference.
Call us at 936-9991.
Oakland City, the site of Springs Valley Girls Basketball tonight as we get our 2018 schedule underway. And before we begin, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Springs Valley Girls Basketball.
Your home of IU and high school sports in the Valley. WFLQ, French Lick, Indiana.
Mike Hamilton along with Kevin Terrell back at Wood Memorial High School here in Oakland City as they dim the lights a la Indiana Pacers and about any pro team as they introduce the starting lineup. And to have the honor, so you know the five that will begin for each team, we'll turn it over to our very own Kevin Terrell.
They're living the dream here in Oakland City, coming off a state championship run just a year ago in the gymnasium, affectionately known by some of my friends down this part of the state as the Woodshed. We're getting ready to renew one of Southern Indiana's best girls rivalries, Wood Memorial and Springs Valley. The lineup, as I shine my flashlight over the rosters, for Wood Memorial, they go with Kylie Hicks, a 5'8 sophomore, Sydney Lamar, a 5'9 sophomore, the best player in the middle, Lexi Lashbrook, she's 6 foot, a senior. Corey Mowry starts in their backcourt. She is 5'6 and a junior, and then a freshman point guard for them, Madison Frederick, for head coach Johnny Bartley. For Springs Valley, it comes in at 6 and 7. They go this way. Stevie McNew, 5'8 and a junior. Alana Nelson, 5'9 and a senior. Jewel McCormick scoring 14 a game, starts in the middle, 5'10 and a sophomore. The backcourt is Leah Penturi and Kyra Harrell. Leah, 5'4 and a junior. Kyra, 5'5 and a senior. Should be a good chance to renew one of Southern Indiana's best rivalries, and here to bring you all the action, our very own Mike Hamilton.
Thank you very much, Kevin Terrell. Hello again, everybody, as it is Jewel McCormick that out-jumps Lexi Lashbrook on the tip. The Lady Hawks coming toward us. We're down on one corner of the floor, so Valley coming to us here in the first half of play. Kyra Harrell has it on the wing now to Stevie McNew. Man-to-man being employed by Wood Memorial to start things off. Flashing out to the wing is Leah Venturi, tries to drive, backs it out with the dribble, slides off the Harrell screen, jumps it left side to Nelson, back up top to Leah, and Valley will start all over again.
Both teams are flex offensive teams, so it's going to be like playing each other. The entries will be different, but what they're trying to do offensively will be the same. Right now, Wood Memorial guarding our flex action pretty well. We're not getting much done.
Here's a long three called by Kyra Harrell.
Kyra goes up and knocked one in on her own. Said, I'm not going to run this offense anymore. I'm just going to rise up and fire, and I knocked home a 20-footer. Good job by her. Hawks, good start.
A little bit of full court pressure as the Lady Hawks work it in low, and we're going to get a foul on Alana Nelson. They worked it down to Hicks underneath the basket, as Wood had no problems breaking the Valley pressure, and Atlanta will pick up the game's first personal. We're a little over a minute old as it comes into Lashbrook, open for a 10-footer, and she pops it in.
Very poor inbound defense by Springs Valley. That's been a season-long issue. 2-3 zone. They diagnosed that very well, well prepared, and they got an easy shot by their best player.
Oh, and Valley just threw it away as Leah Venturi tried a cross-court pass to Stevie McNew, and it wasn't anywhere close to connecting.
Valley going with zone. No, they're not. That ball was tipped out of bounds, they say. We can't quite see it, so Valley will have the ball underneath their own goal. We'll take that fortunate break. I didn't see it.
Away. Here is Leah down to the corner, drives the baseline, lobs it in low to Jewel, puts it off the glass and in.
That was nice because Jewel had to jump up in the air and spin in midair to square up, and now Wood Memorial turns it over against our 2-2-1 pressure. Hawks 2 for 2 from the field. Good start.
And that is, Valley's not always gotten off to the quickest of starts, so always important when you get out of the gate strong.
Wood Memorial double-teamed Jewel and even triple-teamed her inside. She had to score against traffic, but got it done. Nice touch.
Here's Stevie to the free throw line, spins, hands off to Kyra Harrell, backs it out on the dribble. Now it's going to launch another three. This one is off the back of the rim, with the rebound pulled out of there by Madison Frederick. She'll work it into the front court. Just a freshman having to take over for the coach's daughter there at point guard, Chloe Bartley. In low to driving Hicks, who puts up the shot no good, and we're going to get a Valley foul. They got the double team on Hicks, but she put it up anyway, and going to be on the line twice. Stevie McNew guilty of this personal foul, and our first free throws will be shot by Kylie Hicks, the sophomore forward.
Nothing new about that, just spread, flex action. That's the same set Wood Memorial's ran for 20 years under Coach Bartley. They still run it, and they got exactly what they wanted. Their point guard flashing to the low post and showing 2 trips to the line, missed the first one.
Valley with the early 3-point lead. Hicks trying to make it a 2-point lead, and she does as that free throw goes through. So on the Sullivan board, early 5-point lead for Valley. We've played 2 minutes. Venturi works it into the front court. Wood Memorial looking for trapping pressure. Cross-courts it now to Venturi. Leah drives along the wing, kicks it baseline to Nelson. Atlanta may have been called for a double dribble. They work it inside to Harrell. Didn't want to battle against Lexi Lashbrook, so she tried to swing it out to the corner and had the ball knocked away from her and out of bounds.
Atlanta needs to catch that ball cleanly, but they had a good look at it. When you fumble the ball, though, it took away your scoring opportunity.
Atlanta will trigger it in from the side. Comes into Venturi near half court. Leah trying to shake and bake against Mallory. Lost it, got it back, got bumped, and they are going to call the foul finally as Madison Frederick came out to double team and is guilty of the personal. That's Wood Memorial's first of the night.
The ball on our side. We were trying to run a side out of bounds that last possession. Did not execute it at all, and was lucky to get the ball in bounds. We'll see if we execute a little bit better now.
Stevie down to the corner now to Harrell. Cairo will launch a three and hit it again.
That's what they were trying to do, get the ball to Harrell in the corner. She took it out the last time, though, I think by mistake, and everyone was confused. That time we got set up. Cairo squared up in the air and knocked it home.
And there's a steal by Atlanta. She knocks it away. Waits for some help and gives it to Leah. Again, Good job by Atlanta to anticipate that pass and stepped into the passing lane and picked it off. Here's Leah driving around Mowry down the lane, kicks it baseline now to Kyra, lost the handle, got it back, turns, kicks it out of the wing now to Nelson. Atlanta back to Kyra. She'll try another three, and this time it's well short of the rebound pulled out of there by Sydney Lamar. Under 5 minutes to go, opening quarter. Valley a good start here. 2 3-pointers by Kyra jumped them out to an 8-3 lead. Hicks, top of the key, Lexi Lashbrook flashes out. Now over on the right side it comes to Frederick. Now Lashbrook again on the left wing. Looking inside, they're trying to post up Frederick against the smaller Kunturi. And Valley cutting that off inside. Now at the point is Frederick once again. This has been a extended possession here for Wood. Hicks sends it over on the left wing now to Frederick. Drives into lane, got bumped, threw up a wild shot, no good, and Jewell comes out of there with it now for Valley. Nearing the halfway point, quickly into the front court. Stevie in low, puts it up from 10, got it to go. Valley off to a strong start here as they've knocked down 4 of their first 6 shots, and they've run out to a quick 10-3 lead.
Boy, things sure go a lot better on the road when you start knocking down jump shots. Valley with a hot start, 4 of 6. That's propelled them to a 7-point early lead.
And they try the backdoor pick in low, a shot missed. And there's a block by Stevie, and Lashbrook gets it back, puts it up and in. Stevie got the block, but it came right to Lexi underneath the basket. She's got her 4th point, 10-5. Valley's lead at 5. Kunturi splits the defense, roars it down the lane, hands it underneath the Kyra, at it blocked away, but we're going to get a foul. And 2 free throws upcoming for Kyra Harrell, as they're going to nail the foul, I think, on Kylie Hicks. That'll be her first. And Valley will shoot their first free throws of the night. Kyra up there to shoot 2, the first of which not even close, really.
Good move by Venturi there to split the double team, which kept the ball low. Little road runner action. Did an beep, got all the way to the lane. Sent it to Harrell for the close-in shot. She got fouled to kind of put at least 1 point on the board here after that nice play.
And she switches that one home. So 7 early points for Kyra. And the Valley leads 6 now at 11-5. More full-court pressure by Valley. In the backcourt, here is Frederick. Gets it ahead now to Mowry. Down to the corner to Hicks. Looking to get around Elizabeth Stemley. Takes it all the way down, scoops it up, missed it. And the rebound pulled out of there by Jewell. Elizabeth Stemley is checked into the ball game now. First time in 3. She's been in there. Another 3 try is short this time as the ball saved in, and Wood comes out of there with it. So Kyra not hesitant to put it up. That's her 5th try. She's hit 2 of those. Here's a foul, as driving down the lane that time was Frederick, and we'll get a reach-in foul, and Leah nailed on this foul for Valley. That'll be her first, team's 3rd, and you can see Elizabeth's left wrist heavily bandaged. She sprained that wrist back before Christmas and missed a couple of games, so good to have her in as Valley needs that strong bench. 2:35 to go here in the opening quarter. Valley has run out to a quick 6-point lead. Hicks has it left side of the arc. Looks top of the key. It comes off to Lamar. Now here is Mowry on the dribble out front. Moves it around left side to Frederick again. This Wood Memorial team can be patient here, Kevin, when they want to be.
2-3 zone by the Hawks. I don't think Wood Memorial runs particularly good zone stuff. So I think playing the 2-3 is a good way to play it. They're a pattern team. They have to run some sort of pattern against it. I don't think they have anybody at the high post who can do damage. So I like the 2-3 zone look. Normally I'm a man guy. But I like the 2-3 zone look by Coach Niehaus. I think that's the best way to play this particular team.
This has been a 45-second possession now for the Lady Trojans as they continue to work it around the perimeter. 1:48 to go in the period. 11-5, Valley with the early half-dozen advantage.
They were trying to run the backdoor lob there that everybody runs, but they don't have the athleticism to do that. And Johnny Bartley doesn't like how his zone offense looks. He's going to take a 30-second timeout.
Comes with 1:39 remaining here in the opening quarter. Valley up 11-5 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. That possession, Valley scored at the 2:38 mark on that free throw by Kyra. And we're down to 1:39, so 59 seconds and counting on this possession. So Valley just needs to be patient, continue to rotate in that zone, and hopefully things will work out the way they want them to.
With a young team, Coach Bartley, this is a belief that many coaches have, that Coach girls basketball, he likes to run set patterns. He likes to have, not a lot of read and react there. They just run multiple patterns, where his zone pattern is not as effective as all of his man stuff. So when you play 2-3 zone against them, I think you can hurt him because just scheme-wise, they just don't have quite the good enough zone offense as other teams do. Now, he's going to make a small adjustment here, go to something a little bit more conventional. We'll see how he works. But I don't think they have a particularly good high-post player, and I think that's something that you can take advantage of, stay in that zone. Of course, Valley went back man-to-man out of the timeout. We'll see how that works.
And they threw it away. They tried to lob it in low to Kylie Hicks, and it's over her head and out of bounds. So credit Valley. I just thought a lot of great patience defense. They didn't try to overcommit and just allow Wood to make the mistake themselves.
It's going to be a matter of taking care of the ball. We've yet to turn it over this quarter. That's one of the reasons why we're ahead.
And a shot missed there in low by, they're going to have a traveling violation. Jewel missed a shot in close, and two Wood Memorial players fighting for the rebound. They obviously didn't know they were teammates, and they're called for travel between them, as that is another turnover on Wood. Valley will get it underneath their own basket on the third turnover. Stevie gets it in now to Stemley. Elizabeth backs it back out on the dribble and hands it off now to Leah. Under a minute to go, first quarter. Valley's held Wood at just 5 first-quarter points. Stevie flashes out left wing. On the hold. On the dribble. Being hawked out there by Lamar. Drives it right. Comes back left. Tries to go down to the corner to Atlanta. Lost it, got it back. Tries to work it in low to Elizabeth. Knocked away. Picked up by Jewel, top of the key. And she's called for a traveling violation.
Entire possession was a turnover waiting to happen. We were shaky with the basketball all along. Stevie nearly threw it away. Atlanta was able to save it. But in the process of trying to get organized, Jewel called for the travel on the top of the floor. First Valley turnover of the quarter. And Wood Memorial, if they want to, can play for the final shot as the clock ticks down at 30 seconds.
Here's Frederick into the front court. Works it around the left side to Mowry. Wood Memorial has not made a substitution as yet. Valley has put Elizabeth Stemley in. There's a steal by Atlanta. Again, good anticipation. Takes it to the other end. Scoops it up and in.
Took her time getting it in there. Almost got chased down. But Atlanta anticipating. Creates offense from our defense. That's what we need.
8 seconds to go in the quarter. Here is Mowry, left wing. Drives it. Pulls up the wing jumper. It's off target. Rebound Lamar. Back up. No good as we come to the end of the opening quarter. Strong start for the Lady Hawks on the road against the defending Class A champs. They lead Wood Memorial 13-5 after 1 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Back with the second quarter in a moment. This is Springs Valley girls basketball.
Tired of having to drive all over the place just to find a restaurant that offers quality food at affordable prices that's also kid-friendly? Surprise! There's one right in your own backyard. Legends Family Restaurant in French Lick has a variety of menu items designed to satisfy even the most discriminating appetite, including the best wings around, all at prices that won't wreck the budget. And Legends has a kids menu that'll have the little ones wanting to come back for more. They even have a large party room to help you pull off that special event for anywhere from 2 to 200 hungry people. For reservations, just call 936-6338. Legends Family Restaurant across from the Fountain in downtown French Lick. Start your own tradition.
The folks at Judy Meehan and Associates Real Estate in French Lick are big on Springs Valley girls basketball, and they're big on serving real estate buyers and sellers in Orange and the surrounding counties. Stop by their office on College Street in French Lick and see what's available, or call Judy Meehan and Associates at 936-7300.
Go Springs Valley basketball and go to Babcock Motors, Orange County's only new car dealer. See the new Chevy Equinox and the big inventory of used pickups at Babcock Motors, your Chevrolet dealer in Orange County. That's Babcock Motors in Orleans.
Second quarter underway. A steal by Stevie McNew as she got into the passing lane, tipped it, and as she brought it back the other way, a reach-in foul will go on Kylie Hicks, which is her second. And you got to like, Kevin, the way these Lady Hawks active defensively here at the outset.
Yeah, they held Wood Memorial with just 2 buckets in that quarter, and really one of those was on an inbounds play. So half-court defense has been very good for the Hawks so far.
Pull-up jumper missed by Stevie. Rebound Kyra. Tries to go in low, and she's called for another travel. That is one thing Wood will do. They'll get after you defensively and put pressure, so Valley's going to have to be strong to make sure they establish that pivot foot. 2-2-1 full court pressure. Here is Mowry in the backcourt. Still there. Gets it ahead now to Frederick. Frederick gets it ahead now to Mowry. High post to Lexi Lashfoot. Works it around now to Mowry. He'll heave up a three. It's off the rim. And the rebound picked up by Atlanta Nelson. Double teamed and another Wood Memorial foul. And that's what Valley's going to need here, Kevin. They're going to need the officials to call fouls here because, like I said, this Wood team very proactive. Addison Stone picks up the foul. She's the first substitute, a 5'7" junior. And that is 14 fouls now on Wood. Stevie down to the corner now to Atlanta. Back on the wing to Stevie. Tries to lob it to Elizabeth Stemley, but not a very strong pass. There goes Lamar. Lost the handle. Tried to get around Kyra and just lost the ball. Here's Stevie back the other way. Dribbles it on the sideline. Jumps it off now to Kyra. Open for a three, and it is no good. Rebound picked up by Atlanta. She'll drive it to the baseline. Brings it out to Jewel to Stevie, 15-footer, and she rattles it home.
Great pass by Jewel to the open McNew, knocked down the spot out 15-footer. Getting the ball inside to Jewel, who's willing to throw it back out. Is good offensive basketball. Johnny Bartley, frustrated, just took off his sweater and flung it up to the third row. That's good to see the Wood Memorial coach struggling. His team is off to a very, very poor start.
Valley has built a double-figure lead here in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter. It is 15-5. In low, Lashbrook turns on Jewel. Little fall away, blocked away. Oh, they're going to call the foul here on Jewel.
I was going to say, just let her catch it if she gets it in there and make her score over the top of you. Put your hands straight up, I guess. Jewel had her hands leaning forward a bit. Going to call for the touch foul, and that'll send Wood Memorial to the line twice.
Jewel with her first, fourth on the team, as the free throw pops off the front of the rim. Now Marissa Meehan will come in for the first time for Valley, the 5'11 senior at 3 a game. And also Leah Punturi returns as Elizabeth Stemley sits down.
I'm assuming this is going to knock Valley into a 2-3 zone. They've played the zone a couple of possessions and looked good in it. Now with Meehan in there, they're almost forced to do that because she would struggle to guard Lashbrook out on the floor.
Second free throw good. Lashbrook has her 5th point as that ends a 5-0 streak now. Again, Wood looking for trapping pressure. They try to go into Marissa, and again, that collapsing defense, they pick it off. Now down low, here's a wide-open Mowry who lays it up and in. Valley got beat in transition there, and now it's a 7-point game here at 15-5. As again, Valley's going to have to be careful. Here's Atlanta down to the corner. Back to Marissa in the lane. Scoops it up, left it short. Got it on rebound. Back up there, and it'll go. Count it. And one. What a play by Marissa. She didn't give up. She put the first one up short. And again, with her size, able to corral the rebound. Got the kind bounce. She'll have a chance at a 3-point play as the foul will go on Addison Stone. Her second. And the free throw up, it is off the rim. And the rebound run down by Stone. Valley now 2 out of 4 at the free throw line. They're up 9. 5.5 to go. Frederick down the lane. Scoops up the shot. No good. And I think they're going to get Leah on the foul here.
Yeah, I got beat on a little crossover, right to left crossover move. She got all the way to the paint, and that'll be 2 trips to the line for the freshman Madison Frederick.
Nope, they're going to put it instead on Stevie McNew, and Stevie's got her second.
I think they missed that. I don't think that was on McNew. She wasn't guarding Frederick.
Not at all. The free throw by Frederick is good. That's her first point.
I think the official got confused because Frederick's number 10.
Yeah.
And they call it on McNew. That's a big play. I don't think the Valley bench knows it either. In fact, they don't.
Yeah, I thought Elizabeth was coming in for Stevie. That's not the case. Both free throws good. And now Leah will come back in. But I don't think she can come back in because time has not run off the clock.
Yeah, she can't, so she's going to have to set. That's all because the foul was called on the wrong person. I don't think the Valley bench has figured out exactly what happened to them. Now they're going to try to sub.
All right. So instead, we're going to have Abby Lewis check into the game. Abby, the 5'6" freshman, so in a pressure situation for her, and we'll see, again, how Valley can handle that trapping half-court pressure.
Got to be careful here. Got to get people back in there if you have to. Stevie will set with 2 fouls, but if need be, you may have to gamble and put her back in there if we start turning it over like we just did.
And I think we'll keep possession here has the arrow pointing our way. But again, you could see Kyra dribbling to the sideline right into the teeth of that trap. So now Leah will come in and Abby will come out. 5:21 to go.
Can't afford to be that few of guards in there. Venturi will come back in, and now we turn it over, not being court aware. We end up getting an easy over and back violation, not paying attention where we caught the ball.
I'm not sure that her foot wasn't already on that 10-second line when she caught it, but the official right there said it is over and back, so Valley gives it up.
That's the fourth turnover in the last 3 minutes, and the fifth of the game on Valley. Got to continue to take care of the ball. We got the lead because we just turned it over once in that first quarter. We got to continue to maintain control of it.
Stone out front. Oh, somebody missed out on Frederick. Her shot is no good, but an offensive rebound, and now we've got a timeout, and somebody's down for Valley, and I can't see who that is. It's Kyra, and she is in some obvious pain here.
Yeah, she's limping a bit.
Well, that'd be a tough blow because Kyra really started off so strong here, knocking down 2 threes, 7 points in the opening quarter, and she is obviously frustrated. I didn't see what happened. I just saw her go down underneath the basket.
The worst kind of thing. It was a non-contact injury. She just went down all by herself. The Memorial trainer is going to come look at her, and we'll see what transpires for that.
4:55 to go in the half. Memorial keeps possession on the offensive end as it's thrown into the backcourt to Mowry.
Hawks back in the 2-3 zone on the out-of-bounds under. I think this is the way we probably ought to play it for a while. Wood Memorial just does not run a good scheme against the 2-3.
Abby Kendall is checked in. Here is Hicks right around Jewell, who blocked it away. And Lamar got it back, missed it again. Rebound pulled out of there by Jewell, and we're going to get a foul here on Wood.
Mike, you see what I mean there? They go 4 out, 1 under against the 2-3, and that just exactly matches up the way we're guarding them. It does leave Jewell in an aisle inside against their post player, but they don't have anybody at the high post who can do damage against that 2-3 zone. The perfect defense to play against their personnel, and it's working every time we do it.
That is the third foul on Addison Stone. She will come out, replaced. We're going to assume here it is Kennedy Wilkerson. As again, they've switched the number on us. Atlanta to the free throw line, kicks it back out to Leah. Back to Atlanta as again Wood will not quit the pressure in low. Abby Kendall puts up a shot partially blocked, and it is Wilkerson that comes out of there with it now for Wood Memorial. And she's called for traveling in the backcourt. Valley hung back just long enough to force the traveling violation. That was a good pass there by Atlanta, and Abby just couldn't get it to go. She'll come out, and Abby Lewis back in. 4:03 to go here. Valley still with a 7-point lead at 17-10. They've led by as many as 10. Leah fakes the three, hands off to Abby. She'll try the three, and it will not go, and the rebound pulled out of there by Frederick. She'll roar it into the front court, takes it all the way down the lane, throws up a wild shot, no good, but there's Lexi Lashbrook to put it up and in.
Well, you got to keep Lashbrook off the glass. That's been a major problem. She's got 7.
Quickly into the front court, it comes into Jewell at the free throw line, turns around, jumps it back out to Venturi. Leah back to Jewell at the free throw line. It turns, and she threw it away.
She's just got to rise up and shoot that, I think. So they're not really guarding her, and that's what Leah's telling her now. Just shoot the ball. Coaches are telling her that, too. She just got in a mode where she was becoming a passer and didn't look at the rim. A little 12-footer, good shot for her. 5th turnover of the quarter on Valley as we're getting very loose with the ball.
3:20 to go here in the first half of play. Still trying to post up Lashbrook. Jewell defending there. Now on the perimeter, knocked away again by Atlanta. Again, good anticipation.
The switching defenses by Valley is not something that's unexpected. They've done that every game. Just about every team in this area, other than Wood Memorial, loves to change defenses quite a bit. But it's really bothering the Trojans, who are struggling to know whether Valley's in man or zone. They're in man now, and they're having to take a lot of direction from their bench to know what to run.
Always good when the other team runs a lot of time off.
You see Johnny's frustrated at him. He said, kids, don't you see what they're in? He's trying to get his point guard to call something, and she's not. She's just dribbling, and everyone's just standing around here.
May have to burn another timeout now. Frederick off the screen, right side. Again, backs it back out now on the dribble. 2:35 to go here in the first half, and you're right, Johnny Bartley just beside himself. And now what do we have? A foul away from the ball. I think they got Leah on this one. I'm not sure what she did, but so Leah's picked up her second personal foul. Stevie McNew on the bench with 2. And Abby Lewis back in there again. So, again, Marty Niehaus has had to go pretty deep on the bench.
Back to the 2-3, Mike. We've been vulnerable on the OB, so you got to be careful.
Mowry, right wing, off now to Wilkerson. Looking in low to Lamar, and they go into her. Turns on Jewel underneath the basket. Back to Lexi, who puts it up. Got it. Lexi Lashbrook, unstoppable. She's got 9, and Valley's 10-point lead has been cut to 3. Here's Kyra into the front court. Runs into a defender, and then we're going to get the foul here. Well, that's all Valley needs to do because you've got to call those. As Mowry picks up the foul, that'll be her first.
Yeah, try to split this trap. They come up there with high hands, but they're not in a good defensive stance. They can't move their feet.
Right.
The way they're coming up, trying to approach it. So if you try to split that trap with a good hard low dribble, you can get by them or get fouled.
And the free throw off target by Kyra. And Valley now just 1 of 4 at the line. Lady Hawks lead a precarious 3 now as we hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. Valley led 15-5. It's a 9-2 run right now for Wood. Out front, here is Frederick. Drives. So kicks it off to a wide open Wilkerson who puts it up and in, and Valley's lead down to 1. It's an 8-0 run now for Wood. Here is Lewis. Gets it off to Atlanta left wing. Nelson to the baseline. Cut off. Drops it in low to Stemley. Her shot blocked away. Loose on the floor. Scrambles for it. We're going to have a jump ball, and that'll take it, give it to the Lady Trojans. As again, Valley not anticipating a shot-blocking ability of the taller Lady Trojans.
Well, without Stevie in there, we don't have that 5'8", 5'9" shooter who can take plays off the dribble and get shots up. Our backcourt is very small other than her, and it's hurting us right now.
There goes Frederick down the lane, throws up the runner, blocked away, and this time it is Atlantic that comes out of there with it. Off now to Kyra. She rushes it into the front court. Takes it right side all the way to the baseline, and what do we have? A traveling violation on Kyra. A little bit out of control that time.
Got going to her right, couldn't have stopped. Needed to take that ball back to the middle a long time before that. Cut to the corner and ended up dragging the foot, trying to stop and make a play.
More full court pressure. Mowry in the backcourt gets it off to Frederick, crosses the 10-second line, gets around Lewis, puts up the shot, blocked away by Jewel. And Atlanta comes out of there with it with 55 seconds remaining. That's a long time to hold the ball, certainly especially with this kind of pressure defense as the ball tipped away, but right to Atlanta. They've got Jewel on that high post, and there's another ball tipped away. As again, Wood very overactive on the defensive end.
Wood fronting with Jewel and playing behind her, just double teaming her even before she gets the basketball, making somebody else from Valley beat them. Harold was hot early. But with Stevie on the bench, we don't have quite enough shooting in there, and they're able to surround our best player.
And Abby just had the ball knocked away from her. And then Wood just lost it out of bounds. So Abby bobbled the ball, lost it, but then it was picked up by Hicks, and then she fumbled the ball out of bounds. So it'll stay with the Lady Hawks. Now Stevie will come in for Abby Lewis. Again, rolling the dice. Leah Quinturi already on the bench with 2. And now Stevie playing with 2, but Valley's on the offensive end. Who will get it into Kyra out of the corner. Her 3 is no good. Mistiming her jump there was Frederick, and Stevie put up a shot from the right side, couldn't get it to go. Now Wood can play for the last shot of the first half and a chance to take the lead as Valley gone totally dry here over the last 6 minutes of this second quarter. They have gone without a point. Here's Mowry. In low, it goes to Wilkerson. Turns, puts it up, bricked it badly. Rebound comes off to Stemley. Elizabeth gets it ahead now to Kyra. 4 seconds to go. She'll heave up a half-court shot. Rebound, grabbed by Jewel. She didn't get the shot to go, but she will be on the line twice with 0.7 of a second left. Good heads-up play by Jewel that time, realizing the shot was going to be short, grabbed it, And Flashbrook fouled her, and Jewel with 2 free throws here just ahead of halftime. So it looks like Valley will have the lead, at least by 2, as Jewel drains the first one.
Like to see Jewel make some free throws. I worked with her after the game a few games ago, trying to help fix this a little bit.
Her first trip at the line, 3rd point.
I haven't done a girls' game since then, so I'm glad to see her at least knock that first one in.
That one looks long, but it caught the front of the rim and dropped through, and that will give Valley a 3-point lead. So they end the 8-0 run with 2 free throws by Jewel, and even though Valley led by as many as 10 in that first half of play at 15-5, they will still have the lead as the teams head off to their respective dressing rooms here at halftime. We'll start our halftime activities when we come back from Wood Memorial High School in Oakland City. At the break on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard, it is Springs Valley 19, Wood Memorial 16. You're listening to Springs Valley Girls Basketball.
We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust. You'll love our helpful staff, our warm and smiling faces. Latest tools and services delivered by the friends you trust. We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust.
You've got a great watchdog. He barks every time someone comes to the door, devoted to your protection. But he can't lock your doors, turn on your lights, or set the temperature of your house. However, those things are part of what a Honeywell Lyric home automation system from Smithville Security can provide. Keep your dog and all other things you love safe. Visit smithvillesecurity.com today to discover how affordable peace of mind can be. Simple, smart, safe, Smithville.
Caring people make the difference at Springs Valley Meadows and French Lick.
You can feel it the minute you walk into Springs Valley Meadows. We're the experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. We're here to help you and your family find answers, solutions, and peace of mind. In fact, we become an extension of your family. For more information about Springs Valley Meadows, Highway 145, French Lick, visit ascseniorcare.com.
Or call Springs Valley Meadows at 936-9991.
Go Blackhawks and go to Springs Valley Supply on Highway 145 in French Lick. Stop by for top quality Valspar paints for interior and exterior protection. And see the line of Cabot stains for steps and decks at Springs Valley Supply, your steel dealer in French Lick.
Go Springs Valley Basketball and go to Babcock Motors, Orange County's only new car dealer. See the new Chevy Equinox and the big inventory of used pickups at Babcock Motors, your Chevrolet dealer in Orange County. That's Babcock Motors in Orleans.
The folks at Judy Meehan and Associates Real Estate in French Lick are big on Springs Valley girls basketball, and they're big on serving real estate buyers and sellers in Orange and the surrounding counties. Stop by their office on College Street in French Lick and see what's available, or call Judy Meehan and Associates at 936-7300.
Back once again at Wood Memorial High School here in Oakland City. Springs Valley playing on their sectional floor. We won't know for another 3 weeks or so who they'll play. Could very well be this Lady Trojan team who they lead here at halftime, 19-16 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Valley getting off to a strong start, leading 13-5 at the end of the first quarter, but some foul trouble as Marty Niehaus had to go fairly deep on her bench there, using 9 players in that first half of play. Would cut it to 1 until the final seconds when Jewel McCormick hit a pair of free throws to extend Valley's lead to 3. Scoring went this way for Wood. Lexi Lashbrook, their lone holdover starter from last year, leading the way with 9, 4 baskets, 1 out of 2 at the free throw line, and then 2 each from Madison Frederick on a pair of free throws, Chloe Mowry on a basket, Kennedy Wilson off the bench has a basket for 2, and the other point, a Kylie Hicks free throw. Sydney Lamar started, did not score, and Addison Stone played off the bench for the Lady Trojans, did not tally. 3 fouls on Addison Stone, who came off the bench. 2 fouls on Kylie Hicks. Nobody else for Wood had more than 1. For Valley in the first half, Kyra Harrell jump-started this Lady Hawk team in the opening quarter, knocking down a pair of threes and hit a free throw. She's 1 out of 3 overall. 7 points to lead Valley to this juncture. Stevie McNew, a couple of baskets for 4. Jewel McCormick, a bucket and a couple of foul shots. She has got 4. 2 points from Alana Nelson, and Marissa Meehan off the bench also has a bucket. Leah Punturi starting, and Abby Lewis, Abby Kendall, and Elizabeth Stemley all coming off the bench have yet to tally for Valley. So 7 from Kyra leading the way. Stevie and Leah, 2 fouls each. Nobody else for Valley had more than 1. As I said, Lady Hawks ran out to a 13-5 lead. They scored the first basket of the second quarter to go up 15-5. Since then, Wood closed the half on a 10-4 run to cut it to 3, which is where we are now at 19-16 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. We'll step aside for a quick break. When we return, Kevin Terrell looks at our first half statistics. He'll be along in a moment. This is Springs Valley girls basketball.
Tired of having to drive all over the place just to find a restaurant that offers quality food at affordable prices that's also kid-friendly? Surprise! There's one right in your own backyard. Legends Family Restaurant in French Lick has a variety of menu items designed to satisfy even the most discriminating appetite, including the best wings around, all at prices that won't wreck the budget. And Legends has a kids menu that'll have the little ones wanting to come back for more. They even have a large party room to help you pull off that special event for anywhere from 2 to 200 hungry people. For reservations, just call 936-6338. Legends Family Restaurant across from the Fountain in downtown French Lick. Start your own tradition.
Go Blackhawks and go to Springs Valley Supply on Highway 145 in French Lick. Stop by for top quality Valspar paints for interior and exterior protection. And see the line of Cabot stains for steps and decks at Springs Valley Supply, your steel dealer in French Lick.
2 years ago, the contest between Wood Memorial and the Springs Valley Lady Blackhawks was 2 of the most thrilling radio games we have ever done on these airways of WFLQ. The regular season game, 59-55, Springs Valley would win it. That would propel them on to an undefeated season. And they capped that off with a sectional championship that same year over Johnny Bartley's ball club, winning it 49-48 in a game that is still remembered and long will be in the Valley. Tonight's game, it's close, just like those were, not quite with the high enough stakes as those games did, but it's still competitive, still close as these rivals continue to play games very evenly. At the half, it's 19-16, Springs Valley on the Sullivan Financial of Raymond James scoreboard. Here's your halftime numbers. First of all, for Wood Memorial, they go 6 out of 17 from two-point range, 35.3%. They took 1 3-pointer and missed it. So overall, they shoot 6 out of 18, 33%. From the foul line, the Lady Trojans are 4 out of 6, that's 67%. 12 rebounds for them, so the boards are about equal, though plus 2. In fact, 3 of those 12 Wood Memorial has gotten are offensive, and they've turned it over 10 times 5 in each quarter. For Springs Valley, who's led the entire way, they shoot 5 out of 11 from two-point range, 45.5%, 2 out of 9 from downtown against the variety of zone traps that Johnny Bartley has thrown out there, 22%. Overall, they shoot 7 out of 20 for 35%. 3 out of 6 from the foul line are the Hawks, that's 50%. They have 10 rebounds, so we're -2 in that area. 4 of those 10 are on the offensive end, and we turned it over 8 times. Just one of those in the first quarter when we propelled ourselves to the lead, but 7 turnovers in the second quarter, which enabled Wood Memorial to catch up. And you put all that together, and you have a very low-scoring, tight, competitive game between 2 teams who, quite frankly, don't like each other that much. We'll see how the second half continues. But at halftime, it's 19-16, Springs Valley with the halftime lead on the Sullivan Financial of Raymond James scoreboard. And we'll be back with the second half action in a moment. You're listening to Springs Valley Girls High School Basketball.
We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust. You'll love our helpful staff, our warm and smiling faces, latest tools and services, delivered by the friends you trust. We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust.
Back again at Wood Memorial High School here in Oakland City, getting ready to commence with the third quarter. Valley will try to protect a 3-point lead. They'll get the ball to start this third period as they send out their original starters, Jewel McCormick, Stevie McNew, Alana Nelson, Kyra Harrell, and Leah Punturi. Wood will counter with their original 5 of Kylie Hicks, Chloe Mowry, Sydney Lamar, Lexi Lashbrook, and Madison Frederick. Leah into the front court as their Valley now going away from us. They're in black. Wood Memorial is in white. Jewel flashes out top of the key off to Atlanta left side, down to the corner. It is Stevie on the touch. Back on the wing now to Kyra. Turns top of the key now to Punturi, who got there just ahead of Mowry, who reaches in and commits a foul.
The Louisville series action right there as the coaching staff at Springs Valley loves that flex action, and that's what we were trying to get done. We ran the up screen on both sides there, the up screen entry. And Wood Memorial lost their patience defensively and just reached in and fouled us for no good reason. First foul of the half on the Lady Trojans.
Let's see if Valley can start this third quarter just like they did in the first, and so far so good as Leah steps back off the Jewel screen and pops home a 3 from the right wing.
Well, I like it. We set a ball screen there for Punturi. They went underneath it and dared her to shoot, so she did. And knocked it home. That's what we got to have.
Her first points of the game. Here's the backdoor lob in low, tipped away, and Stevie comes out of there with it. So Valley gets a turnover on their first defensive possession. Can Valley make it 2 threes? No. But Atlanta comes down with the offensive rebound. Oh, and threw it right into the hands of Mowry, who's on a break to the other end, puts up the shot, and scores. Leah tried to undercut her a little bit, couldn't. But Atlanta, good hustle. Now here's Leah back the other way, takes it all the way in and had it knocked away. And it hits the bottom support underneath the basket. So it'll stay with the Lady Hawks. 22-18, Valley's lead at 4. We're a little over a minute into the third quarter. Off the inbounds, it comes in to Leah. Had it knocked away, gets it back, lobs it in low to Jewel. Can she save it? She did. Nobody for Wood went after it. Now falling down is Lamar. Scrambled for the loose ball, and we're going to have a held ball. And it's going to go to Wood Memorial.
Stevie had a chance to get that, but she had to dribble it rather than just grab it with 2 hands and chin the ball.
You know, Hicks fell down. That's by book rule, a traveling violation, and all 3 officials missed that. So Wood now a chance to pull a little bit closer. They had it to within 1 at one point late in that second half.
Ball screen again. They found a weakness in our man-to-man defense, so they're going to try to take advantage of it. They ran ball screen after ball screen the last 3 minutes of the half. That's what they're continuing to try to do now. Valley went underneath it right there and just stymied it. So Coach Bartley with the offense in front of him.
And a steal again by Atlanta. She's on a break to the other end. Scoops it up and in. Second time tonight, Atlanta has gotten a steal on the coast-to-coast layup.
I was going to say, with the offense in front of him, Coach Bartley can pretty much control everything. They just made a poor pass, and Nelson, he's been all over the passing lane, stole it, took it coast-to-coast.
Now what you hope here is that Wood's going to be so intent on trying to pick off Alana Nelson that they're going to set an illegal screen, and hopefully the officials will be on top of it. Mowry, right wing, flashes out, or throws it out to Lashbrook, who flashes out top of the key. Now it's Hicks on the touch. Back around to Frederick, looking inside for a couple of cutters. Instead, goes back on top here to Mowry.
Just that spread flex again. That's what they seem to be more comfortable running.
Here's Frederick, crossover move down the lane, throws up an off-balance shot, missed it badly. Again, good job by Valley's defense to force the hurried shot. Quickly into the front court. Here's Alana Nelson putting up a shot. She overshot the goal that time, and Wood comes out of there with it. 3 minutes gone, third quarter. Valley with a 6-point lead. Frederick between the circles, looking to go off the Lashbrook screen here. Leah playing back a little bit. Now Frederick does go off, and it's blocked away by Jewel, picked up by Leah. She's on the break to the other end. Skip pass underneath her. Atlanta scoops it up and in. Beautifully down there. As Valley gets the block, Leah with the weak side pass. Atlanta's got 6 in Valley's lead. Shoots up to 8. So they are on a 7-2 run to start this third quarter. So they're doing pretty much, given what they did in the opening quarter, establishing command here in the odd quarter.
Wood Memorial's trying to run so many different schemes that they're struggling to do them. This is by far their best one when they just run this spread flex. But Johnny's trying to control the action and get the shots he wants, and his kids just aren't executing. Again, trying the high ball screen. Very few things in basketball work worse than a ball screen for someone who can't take advantage of it.
And a 3 is no good, and Stevie McNew, good block out. And Kylie Hicks is going to pick up the foul. That'll be her third. So, again, I would say these are not the kind of shots that Johnny Bartley is hoping to get out of his offense.
No, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to draw McCormick away from the basket. But Frederick goes right into her and tried to shoot it right over the top of her rather than pull it from behind the line. That's what he would rather have, I'm sure.
Jewel to Elizabeth, back to Leah, up top now to Kyra, left side pass to Atlanta. Atlanta drives the baseline, cut off, clears it away now to Kyra. Good pass. In low to Jewel, puts it up on Lashbrook, and they're going to get Lexi on the foul.
Good patience right there by Valley. They had a chance to try a tough lob pass to Jewel where they waited, threw the ball back out to the top with in the slot position, and then when she was able to slide around and get position, they fed it her then, and she'll go to the line twice.
First one is nothing but the bottom of the net.
3 for 3 for Jewel. That's a big key for us because she gets a lot of free throws, and she's going to start knocking them in.
We won't say anything. We'll retract that. Second free throw. Oh, they're going to wave it off? They're going to say she stepped across.
Yeah, it wasn't her. It was
her. Okay.
It was from the perimeter. It was Kyra Harrell who came in from talking to the Springs Valley bench and just didn't pay attention, stepped in front of the line.
Well, that's tough because Jewel did hit the free throw.
Yeah, still the bottom of the net, I might add.
Valley up 9, though. 3:25 to go in the third quarter. So they've added 6 points to their halftime lead. Flashing out left wing is Mowry. Takes it out to the middle of the floor, jumps it off to Lashbrook, out beyond the three-point arc. Turns, kicks it down to the corner to Hicks. Looking inside, trying to post up Mowry. Drives the baseline, leans in, puts up the shot short. The rebound grabbed by Jewel. In heavy traffic, and we're going to get another Wood Memorial foul as they just would not relinquish. And this foul will go on Sydney Lamar. That'll be her first. And also here, Kevin, the team foul starting to mount up here for Wood. That's already their fourth.
I think we got away with the foul on the shot. It looked like Jewel came in and hammered her. Didn't call it. We'll gladly take it. And Valley up 9. Things looking good here for the Hawks if we just keep it going.
And a cross-court pass to Leah. In low to Elizabeth, and it is swatted away again. Lexi Lashbrook getting over there to get a piece of that one.
That's the shot they're trying to bait you to take. A smaller player for Valley taking the shot against the 6-foot Lashbrook. Probably just need to have better discretion there and throw that one back out. Now they're trying a little weave action as they're pulling out everything they can to get a bucket.
Bailey Spiker leaves that one short. And Jewel trying to get out of trouble here. And she gets knocked to the floor by Lexi Lashbrook, and they're going to call a foul. Boy, Wood will just not back off here. And now in the Perry Central game, they called a couple of swinging the elbows on Valley, which it's only a violation if you make no contact, if you do swing your elbows aggressively, and do not make contact, it's a violation. So, or did I just say that? It's a foul if you do make contact, violation if you don't. But at any rate, not only is that the 15th foul on Wood, but it's also the third on Lexi Lashbrook, and she'll come out of there. Into the front court comes Hicks, works it around now to Frederick, drives it to the foul line. Turns, drives in, throws up the wild shot, tried to draw the foul, but the rebound's put back up and in by Sydney Lamar. So Lamar's got her first two, 27-20, quickly into the front court. Valley's got it, cross-courts it now to Leah. Stops, fakes, fires up a long-range shot too hard. Rebound knocked free, and there's a good job by Alana Nelson to get in there and tie up Sydney Lamar, and Valley will get it on the alternating possession. By the way, that rebound basket by Lamar ends a 5-0 run by Valley. They still lead by 7 with 1:50 remaining. And now
pitch warning on Johnny Bartley, who's still complaining about the contact that he wanted to foul call on Jewel McCormick, so he gets his warning.
All right. Valley keeps possession, comes into Leah.
Make that.
Going to pop a 3. Oh, way down the well and came back out. And we'll get a rebounding foul here on Elizabeth Stimley. And a mock clap here for Johnny Bartley. I'll tell you what, if I were an official out there and I saw that, I would hit him up with a T for mocking my calls. Elizabeth will pick up her first.
Oh, Mike, we all mock your calls. Just not as obvious as that, usually.
1:40 to go. Valley with the lead, but I wouldn't say they've established command. Here's a pull-up jumper that is short by Frederick, and Atlanta comes out of there with it. 1.5 to go, third quarter. Valley led by 3 at the break. They lead by 7 right now.
Where Frederick continues to
Leah's got a hurry here. She's not going to beat the 10 seconds. She finally does. Gets it off to Nelson, off to Stevie. Stevie drives it right, down the lane, throws up the runner, no good. Rebound fought for, and Lashbrook comes out of there with it. She is double teamed.
Need to get back.
Gets it ahead now to Lowry. Up the left side. Turns, hands it off now to Madison Frederick. Out between the circles as we dip under a minute to go, third quarter. Frederick drives it right, all the way to the baseline, splits the defense, puts it up. Oh, they're going to count it, and 1. That time, Frederick to split the defense. They're going to get the foul here on Leah, her third. So count the basket, and again, Wood Memorial crawls a little bit closer. First basket for Frederick, 4th point. As they're to within 5 now.
In fact, that's the first shot she's made. She's been, or she was rather, 0 for 7 up until that one fell for her.
And yeah, they're saying 1 shot here. I'm not sure she was in the act of shooting, but I think to appease the coach, when they start arguing like that, you're going to tend to make a call that way. That free throw is short. Rebound grabbed by Elizabeth Stimley.
We need to score here. We went on a little bit of a drought.
Here's Stevie, drives it, works it in low to Jewel, puts it up, and got it! And count it! She'll be on the line for a 3-point play.
Post speed. You got to know where your bread is buttered, Mike, and when your Valley's bread is buttered by Big Jewel McCormick, and when you can make a good post speed to her, she can deliver. Jewel with a chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play.
Big basket. Can she hit the free throw? She does, as it rolls around the rim and drops through. She's a perfect 4 for 4 at the stripe, and Valley back to an 8-point lead. 37 seconds remaining, third quarter, as Wood will get the ball to start the fourth, so they could be looking at back-to-back possessions if they choose here. There goes Frederick. Little crossover move into the lane. Scoops up an off-balance shot and a held ball here, and now Wood will get it, so that means once we have another held ball, Valley will get it to start the fourth quarter. So we'll see if the Hawks can make a solid defensive effort here. By the way, that foul on that 3-point play by Jewel on Sydney Lamar, her second to team 6. Lobbed into Laxey Westbrook, and she banks one in from right in front of the rim, about 6 feet out.
Too easy. Again, our half-court defense is pretty good, but on the unbounce, it's weak. They took advantage of it and got their best player an easy shot.
Assembly back off to Stevie, who puts up the shot, no good, and they're going to call a foul, I believe.
Well, that's what he was going to call, but I think he maybe changed his mind.
An inadvertent whistle.
I think it might be, is what they're going to call. Then they're going to figure out who to give the ball to.
Should still be Valley's basketball here.
I agree.
I'm not sure why you would blow a whistle unless you're calling the foul.
I don't think he. I think he realized that Stevie wasn't fouled, or he thinks Stevie wasn't fouled. So the
he gave the block sign like the ball was officially blocked, but he blew his whistle too.
Yeah, I think it's going to end up being an inadvertent whistle. I think the dispute is going to be how to determine who has the ball.
Well, what I'm afraid is that they're going to go to the arrow.
Well, I'm okay with that because Valley would have the ball underneath their own goal.
Well, let's see here as Billy Schaefer comes over and is going to explain the call. And
yep, he's going to call a gun ball. I was afraid they were going to give it to Wood, saying they had possession.
Well, see, Valley's going to give it up for the start of the fourth quarter, though.
Well, it doesn't matter if you can score right here. You can take advantage, you get the lead, or you lead even further.
Valley up 6, 9.5 seconds to go, third quarter. And now the scorer's bench wants an explanation here.
Yeah, they want to make sure that They have the arrow correct.
So it really goes against Valley because now Wood could have gotten the ball off the deflection and come down and scored, but Valley's also going to lose possession here to start the fourth quarter, so it may be imperative that they are able to get a bucket. So let's see what happens to Stevie, baseline, left of the hoop. Looks to trigger it in. Comes in now to Kyra. 18-footer on the way. That's short. And the rebound grabbed by Wood. Here is Frederick. Gets it into the front court. Off the, there's a travel on Peyton Schultz. She forgot to say, "Mother, may I?" as she grabbed the ball and took about 3 giant steps. And with only 9/10 of a second left, this is how the third quarter will end.
I kind of wish they hadn't called that travel just to see what you would have done.
Yeah. At the end of 3 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard from Oakland City, it's the Lady Hawks 30, the Lady Trojans 24. Back with the fourth quarter in a moment. This is Spring Valley girls basketball.
You need gadgets. For that one-stop shopping destination for routers, flash drives, cables, smartphones, TVs, and more, search no longer. Our technology-powered by Smithville store is conveniently located in downtown French Lick at 505 South Maple Street. If you prefer to shop online, browse our online store at smithville.tech. That's smithville.tech. Getting what you need is just a click away. That's smithville.tech.
Go Springs Valley basketball and go to Babcock Motors, Orange County's only new car dealer. See the new Chevy Equinox and the big inventory of used pickups at Babcock Motors, your Chevrolet dealer in Orange County. That's Babcock Motors in Orleans.
This is Springs Valley Junior shooting guard Stevie McNew. Now back to more Lady Blackhawk basketball with Mike Hamilton on Q100.
With Kevin Terrell, Mike Hamilton at Wood Memorial High School in Oakland City. It's Andy here between these two sectional 64 foes, finally getting the better of it. They'll take a 6-point lead to the fourth quarter, but Wood has the basketball. Frederick has it out front. Tried to lob it in low to Lashbrook, but Valley sealed that off. So Frederick out between the circles, drives it right, comes back off the screen, looking for that pick and roll. Can't, sends it over to Mowry. Mowry works it around and hands back over to Frederick once again. Valley has made Wood run some extended offensive possessions here, some lasting as much as a minute or more. Here's Lashbrook, bobbled it, picks it up, clears it away now to Mowry. Almost 45 seconds into this possession as Wood, even though they're down by 6, being patient. Mowry flashes out between the circles, takes the ball, now passes to Lashbrook left wing. Looking for Schultz as the cutter. Can't go that away. Turns, hands it back out to Mowry. She'll drive it down the lane, skip a baseline to Lamar for a 10-footer. That's an air ball, and Atlanta comes out of there with it. Dribbling out of trouble and leave it off now for Kyra. So an empty possession there for Wood, and it took him. They used up a minute on the clock. Atlanta left wing. They're looking for the double team. Drives it to the baseline. Cut off. Gets it off to Stevie, who leans in. Punts it up from 10 and hits it.
Good cut by Stevie to bail out Nelson, who had dribbled herself into a problem there in the corner. But Stevie read the floor well, cut to the ball. Nelson delivered it. Stevie knocked it home.
Valley back up 8 on the Sullivan board. 6:20 remaining. Frederick out front to Lowry. Works it around now to Lashbrook. Turns left wing. Throws it out to Schultz. Over now to Mowry. Out beyond the arc. Guarded by Stevie to a cutting Lamar, who scoops it up off the glass and got it. Nice job by Sidney Lamar, cutting through the lane, throws up the runner, her 4th point.
First time they've got us on that flex back door all night long. They've tried it 3 or 4 times, didn't work. Now Valley turns it over on their other end.
Bad pass, and Wood out of there with it. Still lots of time left, 5:45 remaining. It was a close game 2 years ago. Valley pulled it out, and you can bet the Lady Trojans are going to make a big run. Mowry around Stevie. Pulls up for an 18-footer. It's off the back of the rim, and the rebound pulled down by Lamar, and she's called for traveling. They actually call the book rule. When you fall down, it's an automatic travel, so Valley will get it back. Leah back in, playing with 3 fouls. She's the only one really in any foul trouble. Stevie's got 2. Nobody else has more than 1.
If you get the ball to Jewel in the middle there, way up high, and see if she can make a play.
Skip pass ahead to Stevie on the right side, drives it to the baseline, puts it up from 10, overshot it, rebound Jewel, back up, no good, but a foul.
Well, Stevie was tentative there on that drive. You know, like she didn't want to shoot it. Finally was just forced to, and then ended up shooting an air ball, but it went right to McCormick, who will go to the line twice. I see Stevie just launch a three right there, to be honest with you. She was wide open. They weren't guarding her. Play with more confidence.
Jewel's first free throw, an air ball. Well, she's been 4 for 4 before that. Hicks back in now, replacing Schultz. 5:20 to go.
Got to shake that one off. Go back up and knock this one home.
And that one... Oh, what are they going to call it? Was she across the line again? She was.
They didn't. That time it was her. I guess they call it. I think Mr. Footslid or whatever. I didn't see her go in there.
Wow. So that's 2 points that Valley has lost on free throw violations because Jewel hit them both. One was by somebody else. That time it was definitely Jewel. All right, here's Frederick. In low to Lashbrook. Turns on Jewel, scoops it up, missed the shot, and the rebound knocked out of bounds, and it'll belong to Woods. I thought Lady Trojans got away with an over the back, but they'll get it out of bounds underneath their own hoop. As Frederick looks to get it in, throws it deep in the front court to Frederick, around now to Hicks. Now they're trying to post up either Lamar or Lashbrook, although Lashbrook out on the high post right now. Under 5 minutes to go. Valley holding on to a 6-point lead.
Staying this 2-3. I don't think they have anything really good against it.
Here is Mallory for three, off the rim, and the rebound lost. Scramble for the loose ball, and now we'll have a held ball, and this time Valley will get it here on the alternating possession.
They tried yet another special set, little zipper cut right there, little through the elevator, and a wide open three. They haven't proven they can make those shots yet. I think Valley needs to stick in that 2-3.
And again, Wood extending that defense. Kyra works it around now to Stevie. She's open. 16-footer card! Another big basket by Stevie, her second here in the quarter. 16 feet out on the right side. As the Lady Hawks again back up by 8 with 4:15 remaining. Tell you what, Lady Hawks defense has been terrific tonight. They made some long possessions. Here's a wing jumper way off target there, but it's put back up and in by Sydney Lamar. Sydney Lamar did not score in the first half, and she has her second rebound basket. And now the lead back down to 6 again here with 4:01 remaining as Johnny Bartley will spend his second timeout. 34-28, Valley trying for a big road win at Wood Memorial. They lead by 6 on the Sullivan Financial Board. We'll continue with more Springs Valley girls basketball right after this.
A message from Springs Valley Meadows and Prince Lick.
As we age, recuperating from an illness or surgery may take more time than it used to. It's important for you to follow your doctor's discharge orders and include physical, occupational, and speech therapies when needed. Skimping on post-hospitalization therapy can cause potential falls and infections. So do it for yourself and do it for the ones you love.
The road to recovery begins at Springs Valley Meadows and Prince Lick, where caring people make the difference.
Call us at 936-9991.
Before we continue, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Springs Valley Girls Basketball.
You're listening to the 6,000-watt sports voice of the Valley, WFLQ, French Lick, Indiana.
Mike Hamilton, Kevin Terrell, glad to have you along here at Wood Memorial High School as the Lady Hawks just lost it out of bounds. Kyra was trying to dribble around Lamar, made contact. They do not call the foul. And it'll be out of bounds to Wood Memorial.
I agree with not calling the foul. You got to dribble the ball stronger than that. Just went in there and just kind of fell down over against minimal contact. Don't know where you're going there against the corner anyway. Valley turns it over once again. That's their 14.
Here is Frederick out front now with 3:40 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Frederick right wing, still on the dribble. Slides off Lamar's screen. Can't do anything with it. Clears it away now to Mowry. Back to Frederick again. These have been long Wood possessions. Frederick down the lane, scoops it up and in. Found a seam there and took it right to the hole, and Valley's lead down to 4 now. Looking into the front court. Stevie's got it. Deep on the wing as they go for the trap. Nelson throws it out top to Venturi. Around now to Kyra.
Can't get tentative now and try to hold the ball. You still got to attack and try to score. Look for Jewel inside.
Here is Alana. Free throw line to Kyra. Her shot partially blocked. Rebound not free, and Wood comes out of there with it. Poked from behind by Jewel. Picked up by Leah. Leah drives it to the wing. Now lobs it in low to Stevie, who puts it up and in. Good heads-up play by Leah. She spotted Stevie on the left side. That is 10 now for McNew. Valley back up 6 with 2:40 remaining.
Stevie McBucket's coming up big in the fourth quarter.
Here's Mallory spotting up for a three. Very short, but oh my goodness, there's Lamar. Misses it. Rebound grabbed by Atlanta. Triple teamed and a foul called on Wood. That'll put Valley into the penalty. As again, they did not back off as Atlanta came up with a rebound. Foul on Sydney Lamar is her third. That is the 8th team foul, so we'll head to the other end. And Alana Nelson will shoot a 1 and bonus. Remember, Valley was 9 of 11 against Perry to make sure the Lady Commodores did not come back. Let's see what Atlanta can do here with 2:27 to go. Her team up 6, and that one is short. So it stays a 6-point lead now. Valley's won it so far with their defense, and down the stretch they're going to have to pretty much do the same thing
Pick and roll again.
There goes Frederick, drives her way in, puts it up, trying to draw the foul, could not, and the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Wood here. And again, Frederick just trying to draw the foul. Valley's just maintaining their principle of verticality. So those are good no calls by the officials, as most of the time you're not going to bail out a player that just tries to run in there haphazard and try to draw the foul, and that's what these officials are doing, and I think they're doing a great job.
What Frederick needs to do is make a jump stop and make that little 6-7 footer go off the glass, but she gets so deep, like a lot of young kids, she can't stop. She gets going full speed, especially going to her left. She's going to go all the way to the rim, and she's definitely looking to shoot it. She's not looking to pass it to anybody else. She's trying to score. Valley did a good job of helping on her, forcing her to mistake. We need to get those rebounds, though. Those second chances can hurt you.
All right, Wood will have the ball. They'll trigger it in baseline left of the hoop.
So we've got to be careful for a lob here.
Frederick looking to get it in. Baseline it comes to Hicks. Hicks drives around Stevie, throws up the runner, and got it. Kylie Hicks at their first basket of the ball game and third point, and Wood just will not go away.
Inbound defense for Valley. If they lose tonight, it's going to be
and that's a foul, I think, here on Kyra Harrell. Yeah. Valley turns it over. A careless pass, and Kyra didn't hustle after the ball and ran into Frederick, and Kyra picked up her first foul. It's only the third team foul, so right now Wood a long way from the bonus. But Valley's lead just 4 right now. It could become a one-possession game if they score here. Still a minute 52 left. Here's a three by Lowry, and in and out. And Stevie could not come up with a rebound again. The second chances are just killing Valley right now.
No, I think that went over Wood.
All right.
We're a little bit blocked out here from our vantage point.
Obstructed view.
Take care of the ball, gets this pressure. Go make free throws, kids.
Full court pressure. Comes in now to Leah. Leah, and she gets creamed in the back court there by Madison Frederick.
All right, so there you go. You got what you wanted. You got your point guard going to the line. 1-on-1. If you're going to win close games on the road, you got to make 2 free throws in the spot.
Throws, right.
This is what you got to do. Now we'll see if Ventura can go up there and knock it home.
Leah on the year, a 62% free throw shooter. This will be the last 1-and-1. Valley will be in the double bonus after this. It takes her time, fires it up, and hits it.
Nothing but the bottom of the net right there. Did not even draw iron as Pinturi knocks it home. That's what you got to do. Your backcourt's got to make free throws late in games.
Now for a 6-point lead. It's on its way and rolls around the rim and drops through. Good job by Leah to hit 2 clutch free throws. Valley up 6 now with 100 seconds remaining in regulation.
His stop and a rebound.
Frederick to the left side. Up top now to Lashbrook. Stops. Hands it off now to Hicks. Hicks drives it on Stemley into the lane, throws up the runner, banks it in, it'll count, and a foul. All of a sudden, Kylie Hicks coming alive now as she hits the basket, her 5th point.
That was a good move by Hicks. She went to her left. Plains Valley was trying to force her that way. She took that way, got it up on the glass, and banked in for her. She'll have a chance to cut it to 3 if she can hit this free throw.
Boy, the clock cannot run.
Oh, no, wait a minute. They called that on the floor.
Okay, so
I don't know why.
No basket. So it stays a 6-point lead, and missing the shot with Lashbrook. Ball loose on the floor, out of bounds. Should be Valley basketball.
Well, we can't complain at all after that break. Why did that basket not count? That was clearly should have been an and one.
Right.
Hawks getting a huge break on the road.
That foul on Elizabeth, her 2nd, only the 4th team foul. So it's still a 6-point Valley lead with 1:20 to go. Lowry down the lane, blocked away by Jewell and out of bounds.
I'd already marked that basket in and headed everything else totally up. That was just bad. We'll take it, though.
See if Valley can get a stop here as the ball lobbed into Lashbrook. Turns on Jewell, throws up the wild shot. Oh, and she threw contact. And Valley trying hard not to foul. And they will put the foul on Jewell. That is her 2nd, the team's 5th. And now Lexi Lashbrook will have 2. First of which is up. It is no good.
Still a 2-possession game no matter what she would have done. She misses that, so that definitely makes it good. Now, what Valley needs to do, Mike, if they do miss, is get the defensive rebound.
Yeah.
Don't give up an offensive rebound on a missed free throw. Come on, kids.
That one around, it is good. And Lashbrook has her 12th point. And we're going to get a timeout called by Wood Memorial. It'll be a 30-second timeout with 1:15 remaining. Boy, it seems like we've been in the 1 minute plus forever. 38-33, Valley a 5-point leader on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Taking a look at what we have sports-wise, the rest of the week, Sports Chat. Tomorrow we resume the Spring Valley edition as we'll talk with Marty Niehaus and Michael Leachman. Then on Thursday, Orleans girls basketball as they will host North Davies. Then a big PLAC game for the Valley boys Friday night, Crawford County at home. And then a double dip on Saturday as both the ladies and the guys for Spring Valley head to Tecumseh. So a good week to start off 2018. Here, plenty to be decided. Valley leads by 5. Comes in now to Penturi. Leah gets bumped again by Madison Frederick. That'll be her 4th. And now it's double bonus time. So a little bit of the pressure is off because Valley does not have to hit the front end. But Leah up there at the free throw line. She just hit 2 a moment ago. 5 points here in the ball game. Valley's had good balance tonight. Stevie with 10, Jewell with 8. And that free throw good by Leah. That is her 6th point of the contest.
And 3 for 3 out of free throws here late. That's what you want from Penturi. Getting the job done.
Second free throw on its way. Looks good. Nope, it's short this time. And Lamar, the rebound. Quickly into the front court. Frederick takes it down the lane, scoops it up and got it. Madison Frederick has her 8th point. 39-35, 4-point game. With a minute to go. Valley needs to hurry, and they get it in. It's knocked away, but picked up by Elizabeth. Stolen away, and then loose on the floor. Scrambles for it. Off to Hicks. Her baseline shot is good, and it's a 2-point game.
Got to take care of the ball. Marty Niehaus got some timeouts if she needs them.
And there's a foul in the backcourt as Kyra Harrell gets bumped, and she fell down and slid into the first row of the bleachers. As with 41.5 seconds, Wood trying to make their run here. That foul will go on Sydney Lamar. That'll be her 4th. So now Kyra heads to the free throw line to shoot 2. She is 1 out of 3 tonight. And on the year, Kyra, a 69% free throw shooter. Fires the first one up. Good. 8th point now for Kyra Harrell. She had not scored since the first quarter when she had 7. This to give Valley a 4-point lead. It is around. It is no good. A rebound pulled out of there by Frederick. She rolls it back the other way. Takes it into the lane. Leans in. Throws up a wild shot. Good. Rebound grabbed by Atlanta. And what do we have here? A rebounding foul on Wood. And that foul will go on Kylie Hicks. That is her fourth. So serious foul trouble for Wood. As Hicks has 4, Lamar has 4, Frederick has 4. And now Jewel will head to the free throw line. She will have 2. She needs one of these to establish a 2-possession advantage here for the Lady Hawks.
Trying to see our feet from over here. It's been caught over the line earlier.
And the first one rattles the rim and drops through.
Looking good from the line, Joe. Her free throws are not the difference in the game, to be honest.
Yeah.
She's made a much higher percentage than normal. That's the margin.
Yeah. 5 out of 6, and that one is no good. So it's a 4-point lead now with a half minute to go. Here comes Frederick into the front court, drives it to the baseline, runs right over Kyra Harrell. She threw out the elbow, and they're going to get Kyra on the foul.
That's okay, though, because we're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, we had a foul to give.
And that was it. Now Stevie will come in as Valley will get a little bit bigger defender in there. Now,
41-37, Valley, 27 and 3/10 seconds to go.
Killed us all night on out-of-bounds plays. Can we stop one time? We did. If you get it.
No, it's picked up by Mallory. Baseline 10-foot off the back of the rim, and the rebound grabbed by Stevie, and she is fouled immediately by Sydney Lamar, and that'll be her 5th with 22 seconds to go. Not over yet, but Valley gets a big stop there. As Lamar will foul out, she leads with 6 points with 22 and 3/10 seconds remaining. All 6 of her points coming in the second half. So let's see if the Lady Hawks can continue to ice this one at the foul line. Stevie at the line to shoot 2. She has not been up there tonight. And she switches the first one, as that will give Valley now a 5-point lead. Second one on its way. Wouldn't go. Ball knocked out of bounds and will belong to Wood. Right now, Valley needs to just play solid defense and not foul.
And rebound.
20.5 seconds left. Here is Frederick into the front court. Drives it on Kyra. Forces one up. No good. Fight for the loose ball out of bounds. I think it'll belong to Valley.
One thing about Frederick, if she gets the ball and starts driving it, she's going all the way. He's not going to kick it to anybody.
That may have been Wood's last chance here. Valley just needs to get it in. Here's Atlanta. Lobs it in now to Kyra. To Leah. Works it into the front court. Draws the double team. And now we'll get a foul here on Wood, but we're down to just 8.5 seconds left, and it looks like the Lady Hawks are going to pull one out here in Oakland City. What a job, and they've done it as much on the offensive end as they've done it on the defensive end.
Well, let's not speak too soon. Let's go ahead and knock these 2 free throws in and end all that.
Just to make sure, yeah. Leah fires up the first one. Good. As she has hit 4 of her 5 here in the fourth quarter. 7 points. 6-point lead for Valley now with 8.5 seconds to go, and that one would not go. Rebound to Lashbrook. 5 seconds to go into the front court now. Here's a 3-try that is an air ball, goes out of bounds with 0.6 of a second to go, and a big victory for the Lady Hawks. They're going to square their record at 7-7 and knock off the defending Class A state champions. Atlanta gets it into Kyra, and a wonderful victory for the Springs Valley girls basketball team here tonight as they start 2018 on a winning note as they knock off the defending Class A state champions, the Wood Memorial Lady Trojans. Clutch free throw shooting down the stretch, but defense as much as anything covering it, and the Lady Hawks doing just enough on offense to pull out the victory here tonight. They'll go to 7-7 on the year, while Wood will drop to 7-8. And talk about a wonderful rivalry, the 6th meeting since this was resumed in the 2013-14 year, and each team has won 3 times. Valley now has won twice in a row here on this floor. We'll be back to recap all of tonight's action in a moment. The final score here this evening on the Sullivan Financial Consulting and Raymond James scoreboard. The Springs Valley Lady Blackhawks 43, the Wood Memorial Lady Trojans 37. You're listening to Springs Valley Girls Basketball.
The folks at Judy Meehan and Associates Real Estate in French Lick are big on Springs Valley girls basketball, and they're big on serving real estate buyers and sellers in Orange and the surrounding counties. Stop by their office on College Street in French Lick and see what's available, or call Judy Meehan and Associates at 936-7300.
Tired of having to drive all over the place just to find a restaurant that offers quality food at affordable prices that's also kid-friendly? Surprise! There's one right in your own backyard. Legends Family Restaurant in French Lick has a variety of menu items designed to satisfy even the most discriminating appetite, including the best wings around, all at prices that won't wreck the budget. And Legends has a kids menu that'll have the little ones wanting to come back for more. They even have a large party room to help you pull off that special event for anywhere from 2 to 200 hungry people. For reservations, just call 936-6338. Legends Family Restaurant across from the Fountain in downtown French Lick. Start your own tradition.
Go Blackhawks and go to Springs Valley Supply on Highway 145 in French Lick. Stop by for top quality Valspar paints for interior and exterior protection. And see the line of Cabot stains for steps and decks at Springs Valley Supply, your steel dealer in French Lick.
We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust. You'll love our helpful staff, our warm and smiling faces. Latest tools and services delivered by the friends you trust. We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust.
When it comes to shopping local, most of us think of small, friendly mom-and-pop shops with their quality products and commitment to their community. You may not think of Smithville as a local company, but it is. An Indiana company built by Hoosiers for Hoosiers. Nationally recognized for outstanding fiber internet, TV, voice, and security, as well as incredible customer service provided by your fellow Hoosiers. Go local. Visit switchtosmithville.com for the fastest internet and more. You'll be in good hands.
This is Springs Valley Senior Center Marissa Meehan. Don't miss a second of the action of the Lady Blackhawks basketball by keeping it tuned here to Q100.
Back once again at Wood Memorial High School here in Oakland City, where the Springs Valley Lady Blackhawks just put the finishing touches on a 43-37 victory over the defending Class A champion Lady Trojans, knocking them off here 43-37. And believe it or not, tonight, Kevin, Valley led the entire way as Kyra started off with a three-pointer, and Wood would get it to within one the last time at 17-16. Two free throws by Jewel McCormick gave them a three-point lead at halftime, and from that point on, it was kind of pretty much nip and tuck, but just until the final minute or so did Wood Memorial cut it to one possession, but the Lady Hawks hit just enough free throws to take this one home. They've now won two straight. They square their record at 7-7 on the year, and certainly a good start to this five-game road trip.
Yeah, need to get on a run right here. This is the time of the year where teams are either going to plateau, some teams are going to even get worse, and some teams are going to rise up and really get their momentum going for the tournament. This is our chance to do that. We'll see which one of the Hawks, which one of those three options they end up taking, but this is definitely a very positive step tonight to go on the road against a high-quality program. Granted, a team is, decimated by graduation. I understand that. But nevertheless, it's still a tough place to play. Hawks managed to do the right things you have to do to win on the road, make free throws, take care of the ball, and make big winning plays. Lady Hawks were able to do that. That's why we're coming out of here with a win.
Well, indeed, as they had come off wins over Princeton and Mount Carmel. Now, Princeton, not the team that they had from a couple of years ago.
Jackie Young's Princeton ball club, no question.
Exactly, but both those teams had winning records, so those were two good wins for the Lady Trojans, and certainly after losing 4 of their first 5 games, they had won 6 of their last 9, so they had been starting to play some good basketball. So certainly to come in here and beat them on their home floor, which is also where the sectional is going to be. Certainly has to help as Lady Hawks become familiar with this floor, because if they're going to cut down the nets there in early February, they're going to have to be able to find them with a fair amount of regular accuracy.
And it certainly gives you a lot of confidence for 4 weeks from now, Mike, because this is a team that you may very well see. That sectional looks wide open at this point. It's all there for the taking. Of course, we've had tournament success in the recent past. It would be great for this team. You know, has a lot going against it. You know, we got people hurt, you know, people that didn't play, new coach, everything else starting, numbers down a little bit, a lot of negativity there, a lot of things going against you. But if you can find, if these kids can bond together and find a way, they can still achieve great things. This is a good start for that tonight.
Let's take a look at the scoring in the game for Wood Memorial. They dropped to 7-8 on the year. They have their 2-game winning streak snapped. They're now 2-5 here on their home floor. They put just one player in double figures. That was their lone senior holdover from a year ago, Lexi Lashbrook. She finished with 12 in the contest, but only one free throw in that final quarter of play. 8 points out of Madison Frederick, their freshman point guard, and she certainly is going to be awfully good before all is said and done. Sydney Lamar, just a sophomore, had 6. 5 out of Kylie Hicks, another sophomore. Chloe Mallory had 4. And the other 2 points coming from Peyton Schultz. Addison Stone played in the game but did not score. For Valley tonight, talk about balance. We'll go over that in a moment as they square their record at 7-7. They've now won 2 straight, and they're back over 500 on the road now at 4-3. And they're certainly going to be tested here with trips to Tecumseh on Saturday, to Crawford County and Paoli next week, before finishing it up in a couple of weeks on the road at Candleton. They had one player in double figures tonight. That was Stevie McNew. 5 baskets for the Valley Junior. 1 out of 2 at the free throw line. She finishes with 11. And then, how's this for balance? Jewel McCormick with 9, including 5 of 7 at the free throw line. Kyra Harrell with 8. She jump-started the Lady Hawks with 2 3-pointers in that opening quarter of play. 7 more from Leah Punturi, including 4 of 6 from the line in the final quarter. 6 more from Alana Nelson, 2 of those coming on steals and coast-to-coast layups. The other 2 points by Marissa Meehan, a second quarter field goal. And even though Abby Lewis, Abby Kendall, and Elizabeth Stemley did not score, they provided quality minutes while they were in there for the Lady Hawks. So again, 11 from Stevie McNew, leading a very balanced attack. Valley led 13-5 after 1. It was 19-16 Lady Hawks at halftime. They led by 6 going into the fourth quarter at 30-24, and win it tonight on the Sullivan Financial Board at 43-37 to square the all-time record between these two schools at 3 games each. We'll step aside for a quick break. When we return, Kevin Terrell looks at our final statistics. Stay with us. This is Springs Valley Girls Basketball.
The folks at Judy Meehan and Associates Real Estate in French Lick are big on Springs Valley girls basketball, and they're big on serving real estate buyers and sellers in Orange and the surrounding counties. Stop by their office on College Street in French Lick and see what's available, or call Judy Meehan and Associates at 936-7300.
Go Springs Valley basketball and go to Babcock Motors, Orange County's only new car dealer. See the new Chevy Equinox and the big inventory of used pickups at Babcock Motors, your Chevrolet dealer in Orange County. That's Babcock Motors in Orleans.
Go Blackhawks and go to Springs Valley Supply on Highway 145 in French Lick. Stop by for top quality Valspar paints for interior and exterior protection. And see the line of Cabot stains for steps and decks at Springs Valley Supply, your steel dealer in French Lick.
This is Springs Valley senior guard Kyra Harrell, and you are listening to Lady Blackhawks basketball on Q100.
Back again at Wood Memorial High School. Valley a big winner tonight as they knock off the defending Class A state champion Wood Memorial Lady Trojans 43-37. Joining us now, head coach Marty Niehaus for Valley, getting a taste of the Valley Wood rivalry tonight. And Coach, great game played by the kids tonight. I thought they answered the bell right out of the gate. Kyra jump-started you there with a couple of first-quarter three-pointers. You never gave up the lead all night, and I thought that was key.
Yeah, I thought we got out to a great start. And you're right, Kyra hit a couple big ones that kind of got us rolling. But I thought the kids came in with good focus on the defensive end as well, and that was key for us. So, as you said, good start was big.
We talked about on the air defensive patience. Most of the time that people use that word from an offensive standpoint, but we thought you guys had great defensive patience against all of their different particular sets, all their variety of flex actions, and everything they were trying to do. They were really reaching and struggling, trying to figure out a way their bench was to manufacture points. You guys, for the most part, were patient defensively and forced them to run clock over and over and over, and eventually they made mistakes or took bad shots.
That's a good point, because, at times that's the exact opposite of what we have been. We would gamble, get out of position, give up back cuts, but, I thought we played it very well and did a nice job of helping each other out and, just played a smart defense, which was key for us.
Secondly, I thought you were very aware of where the ball was in your help defense. I thought it was as good as it's ever been for this season anyway. Frederick, very much a driver, tries to score in traffic, but you hold her to 3 out of 15 from the field, and mainly because your help defense, when she got by people, your interior people were alert, they were aware, they got their hands up, they kept her off the line for the most part, and made it tough on that freshman point guard to score over the top of your lane.
Yeah, you're right. I thought everybody did a nice job with that, but Atlanta and Jewel especially, and like I said, with Jewel's long arms, it was hard for her to get a good look and get it up over the top of her, and we played that about as well as we could have wanted to.
Yeah, we talked about on the air a few games ago when I did one about it seems like it should be harder to score over Jewel for some of these teams, but tonight it really was, because I thought her length, her ability to be aware of where the ball was, to play up the floor a little bit and actually become a defensive factor. Offensively, she was a major concern for them. They fronted her in the low post, they double-teamed her, played a person in front and behind, and really for the a tough road game for them, you guys were managed to win a game that they took her away for the most part. You manufactured offense enough with a variety of different weapons.
Yeah, that was really good to see, because we've had nights where if the defense limits Jewel, we don't score. But we spread it around. Leah hit some shots. Lana hit some shots. Of course, Stevie did. So the balance was good, and you're right. The fact that we had some other people step up and score when Jewel was limited was really good to see.
Good to see the exposure to the half-court trap, and to elaborate, how do you think the girls handled that?
I thought we handled it really well. We worked against pressure, in our practices leading up to this game, because we knew they were to be aggressive, but we didn't work a lot against the half-court trap, so I was really happy with the way we handled it. It kind of slowed us up, not that we turned the ball over, but we weren't getting the greatest shots, but then I thought in the second half we answered, handled it real well, and so that was good.
That was always good. You got to keep that ball moving when you anticipate that, and I thought maybe not at first, but toward the end of the ball game, they were really doing a lot of recognition and getting the ball, whether it was just lob passes or skip passes. We saw a few of those, so good exposure, because it's hard to simulate that kind of pressure in practice.
You're exactly right, and we had in the past been a little loose with basketball in those situations, made some wild passes and that kind of thing, but really seemed to have it cleaned up tonight, so that was good.
And I thought, even though your bench didn't contribute a lot scoring-wise, I thought most of them came in and gave you good quality minutes.
Right, and as usual, we got ourselves in a little bit of mess early on with foul trouble, had to go to the bench, but the kids who came in, did their job, so that was good.
All righty. Well, Coach, great start to the road trip, and we play one potential sectional opponent tonight, and we get a few days off and come right back and make a nice another wonderful long trip to Linville on Saturday, another potential sectional foe in Tecumseh, who, I think we've talked about this is going to be a wide-open sectional. I don't think there's any doubt about that. At least 4 out of the 5 teams. I don't know much about Candleton, but certainly not anybody can win that thing.
Right, going to Tecumseh, that's always been a tough place for my teams to play, so I'm sure we're going to have our work cut out for us on Saturday.
All right, Coach, thanks for the visit. Have a safe trip back, and we'll talk to you again on Sports Chat tomorrow, and look forward to seeing the team against Tecumseh on Saturday.
All right, thanks, Mike.
That is Marty Niehaus, the head coach of the Springs Valley Lady Blackhawks, joining us after the contest here tonight as Valley wins it over Wood Memorial, knocking off the defending state champs 43-37. Let's bring in one of the young ladies that instrumental in the victory tonight, and that is senior Elizabeth Stemley. And Elizabeth, good to get back in after having missed the last couple of games, and we saw that wrist heavily bandaged. How's that doing right now?
Oh, it's not that bad, just when people hit it, a little bit of a fracture, so.
But nothing to keep you out of the lineup then, I guess. Well, I thought everybody came out ready to go tonight, and when you're playing on the road, and as you know, you still got 4 more on this road trip, getting out strong. It's never fun playing from behind when you're on the road.
Yeah, we don't like those long bus rides up here. We always have our blankets, but when we come out, we're ready.
Well, I was going to ask about that. What's your routine on the bus? Is it over an hour trip from home? It sounds like you guys are nappers. You have the pillows. You have the things. I thought maybe you had the music. You're dancers. Some teams dance. Some teams movie it up. Some teams play with their phones. Sounds like you guys are just all nappers. Is that true?
Yeah, we talk for a little bit, and then we all put our headphones in and take a nice nap.
Nice. That's what. Was it cold on the bus today, or did somebody warm it up for you? Because with no school going on, sometimes those buses get cold.
It's either really hot or really cold. It's usually really hot the first half of the ride, and then it gets really cold because we ask her to turn the air off. So.
Elizabeth, this is where the sectional will be played. How comfortable did you guys feel out there on the court tonight?
I thought we felt really comfortable. We were really working the ball and talking a lot, so I think we'll be okay on this court.
You saw a lot of trapping half-court pressure by Wood. Looked like we just got better at it as the game went on, being able to handle it and not turn the ball over.
Yeah, the last few practices, Coach told us how much they like to trap, so we've been working on traps a lot in practice.
Now, you didn't do quite as well at the free throw line in the fourth quarter like you did against Perry, but you still hit just enough to be able to keep them at bay. Is free throws, again, something everybody's really working on?
Yeah, we work on it. We shoot probably 30 at least to practice. We really work on them. But
okay. And then next up, so we talked about some tough trips. Tecumseh, a long trip, sectional opponent. Next week, Crawford County, always tough to play down there. Your county rivals, Paoli, maybe a little break with Candleton, we'll see. But what's the team going to need to do going through this tough stretch?
I think we're really going to need to come out ready to play because these are few tough teams right there in a row, and we're just going to have to be ready for it.
All right. Well, Elizabeth, congratulations. Terrific effort tonight. As always, we don't want you to miss the bus. The long walk home.
If you're taking off, you've already left. Come back, get Elizabeth. If you're listening.
All right. Congratulations on the win. Let's go get them on Saturday against Tecumseh.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Stemley, the senior, coming off the bench tonight for the Lady Hawks as Valley takes the victory tonight, 43-37 over Wood Memorial. And Kevin, those final numbers finally.
All right, for Wood Memorial, 16 out of 44 from two-point range. That's a paltry 36.4%, 0 for 5 from downtown. So overall, they shoot 16 for 49, 32.7%. 5 out of 10 from the foul line for the Lady Trojans. They make half. That's 50%. They turned it over 17 times. Many of those, I say 5, in each of the first 2 quarters of the play. They cleaned it up a little bit in the second half, just with 7. And in fact, they only had 1 turnover in the fourth quarter, enabled them to make it a little bit scary down the stretch. They did out-rebound this 27-24. 11 of those 27 rebounds were on the offensive end. For Springs Valley, they shoot 11 out of 25 from two-point range, 44%. 3 out of 13 from downtown for 23%. 14 for 38 total, 36.8%. We made 12 free throws out of 22, just enough to kind of keep the Wolves at bay, you might say. 55% shooting for there. We turned it over also 17 times. Our best quarter was the first quarter when we just turned it over 1 time. That was how we were able to get the lead, which we continued to maintain the rest of the game. We had 24 rebounds, as I mentioned, out-rebounded tonight by 3. 6 of those 24 are on the offensive end. And you put it all together, and it's Springs Valley coming out with a big road win here at the wonderful coastal town, you might say, of Oakland City, one of the finer growing communities here in Indiana as we run off 69. At Wood Memorial, the state champs a year ago, that's playing out in the hallway. The highlights play nonstop here. But tonight, no highlights for them. It's all for Valley. 43-37 win for the Lady Hawks.
In fact, for Valley, their last 7 points came all at the free throw line. They were 7 of 14 overall in the fourth quarter, but after they missed their first two, so 7 of 12 when it counted, and it was enough to hold off the Lady Trojans here tonight. So Valley squares their record at 7-7, sending Wood down to a 7-8 record, and now Valley 1-1 against the potential sectional foes. They will have Tecumseh coming up on Saturday. We'll talk more about that here in just a moment on the road, and then we'll also play Candleton later on this month. Final again on the Sullivan board, 43-37 Valley over Wood. We'll take our final break and wrap things up when we come back to Wood Memorial High School in a moment. This is Springs Valley girls basketball.
We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust. You'll love our helpful staff, our warm and smiling faces. Latest tools and services, delivered by the friends you trust. We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust.
We're back for the final time at Wood Memorial High School here in Oakland City. Springs Valley knocks off the defending Class A state champions. Boy, that never gets old, Kevin.
No, it doesn't. Always fun to go, be the best. If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. Ric Flair used to say that. Woo! And that's what you got to do in this sectional. If you want to win this sectional, you got to go through Wood Memorial. At least we proved on one night, on a cold January night, just to start the year, we can do that on their home floor and in their building. We'll see if we can do it again here in about 4 weeks.
And I think especially over the next 3 ball games, Kevin, with another sectional 64 potential foe coming up in Tecumseh Saturday and 2 tough games on the road in conference foes, Crawford County and Paoli, we're going to learn a lot more about this Springs Valley girls basketball team.
Doesn't get any easier. You just got to keep playing, keep your head down, keep battling, take it one game at a time. Which, if you think about it, is one of those old cliches. Is kind of ridiculous because no one could play 2 simultaneous games. You have to play one game at a time, but that's what we need to do mentally, and to just continue to plug along, whether you get beat or whether you win. Continue to, pound that rock, get better every day, and hopefully by the end of the year, you're a tough team to beat.
All right, looking forward to it as they move ahead now with 8 games remaining. Well, here tonight, Stevie McNew leads a balanced attack. She scores 11, Jewel McCormick 9, 8 from Kyra Harrell, 7 from Leah Punturi, and Alana Nelson chips in with 6. Valley hitting just enough free throws down the stretch to hold off a hard-charging Wood Memorial team as the Lady Hawks win for the second time in a row here on this particular floor and avenge a 31-point loss to last year's Wood team that went on to win the state championship. Wood drops to 7-8 on the year as they were led by Lexi Lashbrook with 12 points. They end their 2-game winning streak and fall to 2-5 at home. Their next opponent, I should say, Thursday, they will be at Jack Butcher Arena to take on Lagodi. And Valley, of course, continuing their road trip, game 2 of this 5-game swing in Linville on Saturday afternoon to take on the Tecumseh Lady Braves. Junior varsity action tonight. The Valley B team held scoreless in the first quarter, responded a little bit over the second half of play, but still fell to the Lady Trojans tonight by a final count of 32-14. As always, we're grateful to our many advertisers who have allowed us to bring this game into your home, car, business, wherever you might be tuning in, and we're especially appreciative of the cooperation we've received from our participating schools. So we send a thank you to the administration and coaches for both Springs Valley and Wood Memorial High Schools. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast as much as it has been our pleasure and privilege to bring it to you. And as program reminders, Springs Valley Sports Chat picks up again tomorrow night, beginning around 6:30, as we will talk with Marty Niehaus, the girls' coach, as well as boys' coach Michael Leitzman. On Thursday, we'll pick up the Orleans girls after a little bit of break. They'll host North Davies. By the way, that is a Coaches for Cancer game, so we want to make sure everybody gets out and supports that very worthy cause. Springs Valley boys return to action on Friday night. It'll be a big one in conference play as Crawford County comes to town. 7:30 the tip. Our broadcast coverage to begin at 7:15, and we'll close out the week with a double dip as we'll be in Linville as both the girls and boys take on Tecumseh. The girls first in the afternoon, the boys coming up later on that evening. For our studio engineer this evening, Adam Hole, and for Kevin Terrell, this is Mike Hamilton, bidding you a fond and pleasant farewell from Wood Memorial High School here in Oakland City. We're on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. The Lady Hawks beat the Lady Trojans, the defending Class A champions, 43-37. This is Springs Valley girls basketball.
WFLQ, the sports voice of the Valley, thanks you for listening to tonight's game. Tonight's presentation has been brought to you by Legends Restaurant, across from the fountain in French Lick. Orange County REMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, 865-2229. Springs Valley Bank and Trust, with offices in French Lick, Paoli, and Jasper. Springs Valley Meadows, Highway 145 in French Lick. And by Smithville Fiber, now offering DSL and fast internet service to customers, another way to serve you better. High school basketball is a presentation of Q100 Sports. You can best show your appreciation for this broadcast by telling and patronizing our sponsors. You're listening to your power station for sports, Q100 WFLQ French Lick.